Welcome to The Gathering. I am Brittany.
I am Corlicia.
And I am Janelle. And as usual, we are super excited that you have decided to join us again for a really important topic. I think this is a topic that holds a very special and dear place in the hearts of all of us. And that would be National Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. That's what October is. And we really wanted to share the importance of awareness when it comes to women who have lost children during their development and who have lost children after full development, after birth. You know, it's very difficult. And we're here to shed a little light on it and to share information about how you or somebody you know can cope. So if you know someone who has lost a child during pregnancy, who has had a stillbirth, who has experienced anything of the sort, a miscarriage in any way, a loss of a child in any way, then this video is for you. Even if you know somebody who has maybe a challenging journey when it comes to getting pregnant, this video is for you. So be sure to like, comment, share to the people who need to see this, and subscribe to our page so you don't miss anything important. Did you know that 1 out of 4 women experience some level of loss during pregnancy? 1 out of 4 is a huge portion of women. That means at least 1 to 2 of the women that you know, that you can say that you're close with, that you have talked to in the last day or two, has experienced a loss of some sort. And being that number is so high, it's really important to talk about, what do you do when you experience this? How do you help someone who has experienced this? And if you experience it in the future, where can you find resources for yourself? What can you do? So ladies, let's get into it.
So if you guys thought those statistics were high, Black women are twice as likely as their white or Hispanic counterparts to suffer stillbirth. Black infants are 3.8 times more likely to die of low infant weight. Also, African American women in the South are more likely to experience stillbirths. And unfortunately, these statistics are the same for Black women across all income and education levels. So this is something that has been happening for a long time and is still happening, and nobody is quite sure why, but there are some reasons that have been cited for what may have caused these instances.
So when we were doing some research, we found some research that suggests a couple of those reasons. So according to the National Institutes of Health, because we cite references around here, it says that research suggests a lower quality of maternal health care, socioeconomic factors, and structural racism in healthcare closely tied to the racial disparities in maternal and infant deaths. So according to that excerpt that I just read from the article, there are lots of reasons that date back for generations that contribute to the staggering number of infant loss during pregnancy and then stillbirth. So this is a huge issue that deserves lots of discussion and spreading of awareness so that we can start to address all of the factors at the root level, and in hopes to help women when they finally get the opportunity to conceive and carry that baby that they've been planning for and hoping for and praying for to full term, and that baby will have a chance at a long, productive, healthy, and blessed life.
So what do you do to bring up the conversation about infant loss with your friends, with your family, with your coworkers? I know for myself, when I found out that I was pregnant with my daughter, I was having a conversation with my mom, and I was like, Mom, I don't want to tell anybody until at least 4 or 5 months, because women lose children all the time. And she was like, that's not how you should think about it. And she had her comments, and she was very supportive and encouraging. However, it's such a reality that I chose to address it in my mind because I didn't want to unfortunately be too excited about something that may not occur. And I know that may sound negative, but for me, sometimes I deal with anxious feelings. And when it comes to pregnancy and children in general, those feelings really do rise. And I think it's important to just talk a little bit about how we can help others bring up the discussion of infant loss, because it's very difficult. It's very hard, but I think it's necessary.
Agreed. I remember kind of last year, we had a discussion on one of our Gather Gabs about John Legend's wife, Chrissy Teigen, who experienced a devastating loss. And I know that we talked about they had been trying for a while, and the pregnancy, she had complications throughout, and she ended up miscarrying. And so we will link that video above, but we also kind of discussed kind of the way she grieved and how we all had our different feelings about what we saw when she posted pictures. And so I think it's important to note that people grieve differently, whether it's miscarriage or death or divorce or what have you. Grief looks different for everyone. And I can also remember Janelle saying, when you become pregnant, you now feel solely responsible for everything that happens to the child, everything you eat, every place I go, everything I do. I feel like I'm directly responsible for this child's life. And I feel like however a mother chooses to grieve or a family chooses to grieve, it's important to not incorporate shame or guilt into that, because it is something that happens and it's no one's fault. It's something that happens. It's very, very common. So I think some people may want to do family therapy. Some people may just want to talk to family member or religious leader, but it is important that you do talk about it and not hold that in as shame and guilt and feel responsible as if it was something that you did wrong, because more than likely it was nothing. It was just something that happened.
In talking about the prevalence and how often it happens, and talking about some of the root causes, and then just piggybacking off of what Carlisha said, that it is nothing that any one person, oftentimes it is not a result of anything that any one person did. It is something that happens for so many different reasons. We do not want you to experience and hold on to and harbor the guilt and the shame and just be riddled with doubt and all of those self-defeating thoughts. But we also want you to take some time to celebrate the life of that beautiful baby, no matter how long that baby experienced life. And we want you to also give your future children the opportunity to be celebrated from the beginning, like any child that you unfortunately lost. We all were kind of sharing some experiences, either direct or indirect, and the conversation came up of some women that we have had the pleasure of knowing in different circles, but they unfortunately lost a child previously in life, and then they were blessed to conceive again. And they, like Janelle, probably similar to those sentiments, they were afraid to celebrate that baby. They were afraid to share the news. They were afraid to even get excited about being pregnant again, because the fear of experiencing sadness and grief and loss crippled and stifled that joy. And so we want you to experience motherhood holistically, but also kind of compartmentalize the different experiences so that each one gets the joy that they deserve. I know women who have experienced miscarriages, unfortunately, and they honor their baby in different ways. So some get tattoos of their rainbow babies. Some have pictures up, and they just do different things to honor that life. And then we also want you to just take time to, again, enjoy your pregnancy from the beginning and nurture that baby from the beginning and give all of the love that they deserve, because pregnancy, childbirth, we believe is a blessing, and we believe it's something that definitely deserves that time and that attention and that joy. It is a glorious journey, but it does not look the same for everybody. And so we want you to own your experience. We want you to embrace your experience, and we want to honor the lives of the babies, no matter how long they experience life.
Absolutely. And I was reminded of a tip that one of my professors gave me when they said, sometimes there's a topic that you really want to bring up, but you just don't know how to break the ice. You don't know how to bring it to the forefront with somebody. And he said, just walk up to your mom, walk up to your cousin, walk up to your homegirl and say, have you ever had a hard time with, I don't know, infant loss? Have you ever had a hard time with depression? And they may say yes, and they may share their story, and they may say no. But no matter what their response is, you can jump right in there and tell them that you have had a hard time, that you're currently having a hard time, that, maybe you found out that you're pregnant and you don't know if you should be happy, if you should start rejoicing, what to do. So that's just a little tip to start conversations about anything with anyone. And remember that if you ever have questions or need some resources or connections to help, the Gathering is always willing to support you guys. Be sure to talk to the people around you who support you. We love you. We thank you for being with us. And until next time, later.